Do we love all the subjects in our syllabus? Do we treat all the subjects equally? The answer is interestingly a big no. We love some subjects, we are okay with a few, but we hate some subjects. Based on our preferences, we spend more time on subjects we love and less time on those we hate. We often hear students say, I hate maths. Some students say, I hate science, and some even say, I hate history. So this differs from each and every student. We cannot afford to skip those subjects we hate. In this video, I am going to tell you how we can effectively study those difficult subjects using some simple and easy methods. My name is Aravind and I am here to help you learn faster. If you are interested in learning and improve your memory power, consider subscribing this channel and click the bell notification. First tip, take small baby steps. Suppose you come across a subject you don't understand, you may feel that the particular subject is boring or even irritating. What do you do then? You keep postponing and procrastinating so much that you don't even start. Now you have a starting trouble. To come out of this mental block, you have to trick your mind. How do you do this? Tell yourself, let me just read the first 2 lines in this chapter. As you finish those 2 lines, you will automatically continue to the 3rd line. And before you know, you have read the paragraph. Sounds easy? Continuing this technique, you realize that in no time you have finished the whole chapter. So, all this started with the first step of reading the first 2 lines of this chapter. Here, you are tricking your mind to get started, and once you get started, you will end up going through the entire chapter. Second tip. Face the fear. Some students are afraid of learning. Why? Because they look at some subjects with lot of fear. Don't worry if you are one of them. You should understand that fear is one of the most basic human emotions which is activated in our mind by a perceived danger or threat. So why is this fear towards some subjects? It is because our mind sees that subject as a threat. The immediate reaction is fight or flight response. We either run away or face it. The best way to overcome this fear is to accept that you have fear and then face it. Remember, whenever you face fear head on, you are taking action. So take action. Take the book and start reading. You will then realize that the subjects are not difficult anymore and the fear you had has vanished. Third tip, make it a habit. Why do you feel some subjects are easy and some others are difficult? It depends on the thoughts you have about those subjects. Thoughts create reality. Your thoughts about that subject make it easy or hard to learn. Is it possible to change the thoughts about a subject? Yes, it is possible by changing your habits. Habits are formed by repetition. When you repeat a particular act long enough, it becomes a habit. It then becomes a strong habit when you strengthen it by increasing the number of repetition. Develop an everyday habit of studying the difficult subjects. Even though you don't like to study that subject, make it a steadfast habit of studying it every day. Set aside some time exclusively for that particular subject every day. Slowly but steadily, you will fall in love with that subject for sure. It will then no longer be a subject you hate. Fourth tip, plan your studies ahead. Planning and preparation are the 2 most basic steps you need to focus on while studying. Before anything, prepare a study plan or a study format that is most suitable for you. First, decide on the time you think you can allot for each and every subject on a daily basis. This study plan should have the details of portions you plan to cover on a daily basis, weekly basis, or even monthly basis. The greatest benefit of this kind of planning ahead reduces your stress to a greater extent. You get a sense of direction and you can effectively channelize energy towards studying. This makes the entire process extremely easy. So, planning your studies and properly following it up with determination will enable you to master the difficult subjects easily. Tip number 5. Set realistic goals. The common mistake many students do is to set unrealistic goals. They wish to learn a subject within a day. This is practically impossible. Try mastering a subject little by little, starting from the basics. Gradual learning is far better than trying to learn everything in a haste. The desire to learn everything in a short span compels you to set unrealistic goals. When the goals are not attained in the expected time frame, anxiety and confusion sets in. So now the process of studying becomes more difficult. So modify your expectations and start learning part by part. The subjects will become easier. Sixth tip, revise and recollect. Another common mistake among students is most spend long hours studying and memorizing, but they never spend time to recall. Recalling is very essential if you want to store all the learnt information in your long-term memory. What happens when you don't spend time to recall what you have learnt at the end of each study session? The learnt material stays in your short-term memory, not more than 30 seconds, and then disappears. To avoid this, spend some time to recall, and you will be surprised by how those subjects which were once difficult have now become easier. Seventh tip, get your basics right. Sometimes not knowing the basics is one of the main reasons that you don't like a particular subject. The only solution is to become strong in the basics. There are two ways you can do this. You can either get a lower level book and brush up your basics, or you can enroll in one of those online video courses for attaining knowledge in the basics. By learning the basics, you are strengthening your foundation. Only when the foundation is strong, you will find the advanced levels easy to understand. For example, without understanding the formulas you have studied in your lower classes, you may find advanced concepts to be very difficult in your higher classes. So, before starting to learn a chapter, make sure that you learn the basics. Your understanding will go up and you will start loving the subject. Eighth tip, ask questions. You will get answers to a problem only by asking questions. Sitting under an apple tree, Newton asked the question, why does the apple fall down? That was the aha moment that prompted him to come up with the law of gravity, which in turn led to many more discoveries in the world of science. So become curious and ask lots of questions. If you want to master a difficult subject, try asking lots of questions related to that subject. When you ask questions, you will not only get the answers one by one, but also develop a liking for the subject. As your knowledge improves, the subject will magically become an easy subject. The last tip, do research. In order to get a good score in a difficult subject, one of the most important thing is working out the old question papers. Students often don't realize the importance of old question papers. Collect all the previous year's question papers of that particular difficult subject and prepare a question bank. While preparing for exams, make sure you answer all the questions in the question bank. By doing this, you can cover 3/4 of the portions in that subject easily. This exercise not only improves your knowledge in that subject, but also gives you all the confidence to face the exams. If you think this video is helpful, then comment, like, share with your friends and consider subscribing this channel. See you soon on the next video.